Aranya, your take on these 2 points quickly.
Uh, I think, especially with humans in the loop, the idea was about, you know, talking about AI. AI is very, very extremely looked upon as dystopic. We're moving towards a scenario where more and more jobs, and especially when I started writing, those were the only conversations that were there. But as I was working on this film, I realized that there is a scope to reclaim AI from, say, the tech companies or just the government, and for centering humanity and having humanity collective control over these things that are going to affect all of us. Now, the easier route would have been to completely go and, just paint algorithms and paint AI in a negative light. But I didn't do that. I wouldn't say positive, but I went in a more hopeful scenario where humanity can reclaim. So, how I did that, I think I just front and centered the humanity. I front and centered the mother-daughter story. A mother who's grown away from her daughter, and she feels, and an Adivasi mother, right, who feels like there is life around everything. She feels like there's life in the rocks, there's life in this. But so when she looks at an algorithm, she feels like maybe there's life in this also. So once she's growing away from her daughter, she kind of grows closer to AI, right? And in that interaction, the challenge then became, and the conflict then became, does sort of, will this algorithm ever see through an Adivasi indigenous perspective? So in that sense, I think I made sure that I front and centered the mother-daughter story. And that's how.
And that was the human connect.
That was the human, you front and center humanity, and I think that should be the way of storytelling.